By now, you already know that Miss Netherlands is actually a biological Mr. Netherlands, and the world is pissed off. To all of you American legends watching my channel, we here in Europe are apparently doing everything we can to catch up with your woke crap. And I am already sick of this. It's 2023 and women are still fighting with men for their rights. I couldn't give two Fs about beauty competitions, never watched them, never cared. They are really weird to me, but at least they were for women. Men playing dress up took over sports, music, and the beauty industry. They were crowned Women of the Year. They represented women in White House, on panels. Yet no one fucking knows what a woman is. Funny enough, Mr. Netherlands is not the first guy to win a Miss title. Miss Greater Dairy, a local scholarship pageant under the Miss America organization, has faced online criticism after crowning its first transgender woman winner earlier this month. Brian, pronounced Brian, a 19-year-old social media influencer and business management student, was crowned Miss Greater Dairy 2023 on November 6th and will be competing against other local title holders for Miss New Hampshire 2023 in April. This is the Miss Greater Dairy.
Only one of you can be crowned.
Well deserved. Here are some users' comments. Okay, that's it. I want to get off this planet. You and me both. Another one, you'd think this would outrage more women? We already have it hard enough our voices heard, yet a wannabe woman is the forefront of feminism? Yeah, you'd think it would outrage women, but today's women are scared to speak up or brainwashed to applaud this. Brienne took the scholarship of one of the young women there, so now we are dealing with this other bullshit. Mr. Netherlands. Have a look.
A transgender woman has won the Miss Netherlands beauty pageant for the first time. 22-year-old model Ricky Valerie Collet has made history taking this year's crown. On Instagram she wrote, "I want to be able to be a role model and example for all my younger trans persons who no longer dare to dream because of harassment." Collet is going to compete in this year's Miss Universe pageant in El Salvador in December. She will be the competition's second openly transgender competitor after Spanish model Angela Ponce took part in 2018. The Miss Universe organization has allowed transgender women to participate since 2012 and last year was bought by transgender Thai businesswoman Anne Jacquajutetti.
And the comments didn't disappoint. Congratulations, brother.
I'm aware of how destiny is gonna take its course, brother. Brother.
And another one, this guy is an inspiration to men everywhere. I love you, internet. So then there is this picture circulating the internet and it shows an image of a woman that was a runner-up to the title. Judge for yourself. Winner, male, versus the runner-up, female. Of course, this sparked even more outrage. I blame the actual women who competed in this farce. The moment the competition allowed a man to compete, they should have all withdrawn. That's so true. It's women's fault. As long as we facilitated and incentivize men competing in women's categories, no matter what type of competition it is, it will continue to happen. Cause guess what? It's easier for the guys to win with women. They cracked the system. And also, the trans community that used to be marginalized is now the one that has the privilege. And this beauty pageant is a perfect proof of it. Another user said, "No contest. Rigged from the start. Erasure of women continues. Infuriating." Yep. So brave, so beautiful. When are real women going to stop putting up with this crap? If you are a real woman in a sport or any kind of contest that is allowing men to compete, band together and sit out the event. That's all you have to do to stop this madness. Come on, women. Here is what Tyrus said on Sky News.
They say things, there's no way, I don't care what makeup, hair, or whatever, that any man to transitions is going to be more beautiful than a woman. It's just not. Pageants, the scholarships, the modeling jobs that go with it, it's political. You can't tell me like that, and I don't know, that person can be the nicest person in the world, but there's no way that is the best representation of a woman.
Exactly. Fully agree. One person says, "As a Dutchman, I can say we have reached an all-time low. This is nuts." And someone answers to that, "Is there a pun on the nuts?" All jokes aside, for now. As I said at the beginning of the video, I was never a fan of pageants and beauty competitions. I think it's because they were emphasizing female stereotypes, they objectify women. But this situation forced a new thought. Beauty contests are, or rather were, focused on uniquely feminine characteristics of a woman. So now someone who had multiple plastic surgeries and molded himself into a female form is being granted a title that essentially means most feminine, most beautiful of all women. A Dutch commentator tweeted, "A man just won Miss Netherlands 2023. Considering the fact that we live in a post-truth world, I wasn't even expecting anything else. It's all so predictable and unoriginal at this point. Post-truth world, pre-implosion world, post-logic, pre-complete erasure of women world. There is this famous moment in history captured. It's Catherine Switzer who started women's sports revolution. In the year 1967, Catherine Switzer became the first woman to run a marathon when she crossed the finish line of the Boston Marathon that year. Switzer decided to run the Boston Marathon in 1976 when no woman had ever participated in any official marathon race. Back then, people were of the opinion that doing longer physical exercises like running can affect a woman's womb, hence making her infertile. You can see in the photograph how men are trying to rip the number off her sweatshirt and stop her from running. She wasn't allowed. Somehow today it feels like we came full circle in the weirdest way possible. So let's go down the memory lane. When it comes to sports, at least 23 biological men have won women's national and international competitions and championships. I'll link the article with all the names and categories in the description for you. Thankfully, regulators are waking up and are banning biological men from women's disciplines. Not without backlash, of course. We then also have multiple biological men that have been titled Woman of the Year. Caitlyn Jenner, Rachel Levine, Lee Finker, however you pronounce it. Or freaking Leah Thomas, nominated for NCAA Woman of the Year. It gets crazier. Dylan Mulvaney, signing deals with Nike to promote sports bras without, of course, needing one. Dylan was also invited to the White House to speak to President Biden. I don't know if you guys knew that, but there are medical studies happening at the moment, and men becoming pregnant is actually a possibility right now.
How far along are you?
21 weeks.
Is this your first?
Yes.
Oh.
Euronews Next wrote, "Uterus transplants are already a reality. What does it mean for transgender women getting pregnant?" The first ever live birth from a uterus transplant took place in Sweden in 2014. Fast forward less than a decade and uterus transplants seem set to be a mainstream procedure in the near future, with an estimated 90 uterus transplants carried out around the world as of end of 2021, resulting in the birth of some 50 children. So far, births from uterus transplants have been in women assigned female at birth, but rapid advancements in the field have ignited hope among some transgender women about the possibility of pregnancy. Think about it. So men are literally coming for womanhood. The miracle that we women get to experience, to carry our children in our bellies, which was a way nature honored us, is again going to be conquered by men. In this weird science fiction Dr. Frankenstein way. The doctor leading this study also said, "I get emails from people all over the world," he told Euronews Next. "But there is the risk that we will rush into this because we have patients who are very interested. I say to them, we haven't done enough research, but I think it will be possible in the future. It may take 5 or 10 years, I would say. If it's an efficient method with no risk, I don't think there are any ethical boundaries," he added, pointing out that many societies already allow for people to undergo gender-affirming procedures that help them transition to their self-identified gender. "We change the legal statuses, we do corrective surgery for other things in the body. So this is part of it." Yeah, why not, right? It's just growing a real human being in your body. It's for sure same as cutting off your dinky. Look at this.
Today I want to tell y'all how I could be the world's first pregnant transgender woman. Now I may actually going to be the first one, who knows? But you're probably wondering, how can a transgender woman be pregnant if she doesn't have a uterus? Well, that's why you do a uterine transplant. A long story short, a donor uterus would be planted into me, it would be fertilized, baby would be born, and then the uterus would be taken out so my body doesn't reject it. This procedure has already been done on some cis women, meaning studying women who were born women and identify as women. 16 of them have been successful and babies were born from donor uterus. Of course, the baby technically would not be my biological child unless I chose to fertilize the egg with my frozen man juice. And this should all be possible within like the next 10 to 20 years. So when I'm like 28 years old, I could get pregnant. I could be pregnant. Now, of course, it's never been done on a trans woman yet, but it just goes to show how crazy science is and anything is possible.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
I seriously can't tell anymore if it's satire or it's real. So where is the limit to all this? When are we finally going to wake up and realize that the world doesn't make sense anymore? Our daughters could be sentenced to not excel at things in their lives because of biological males occupying titles originally designed for women. Our sons will be confused. So I am genuinely asking, can men just f*** off? Can women start standing up to all this inclusive nonsense? But as usual, I want to hear what you guys think. Let me know in the comments. And if you like this video, make sure to watch one of those next. And of course, subscribe to my channel, turn on the notifications to never miss another episode of Daily Freddo. That's all for today. Have a good one.